The book industry is changing, and that's good news for authors. My name is Colby Olds, and I'm the publisher of Grandin Press. I recently visited my local Barnes & Noble store and noticed they'd cleared out an entire section of prime bookshelf space and replaced them with merchandising fixtures. Books were replaced with games and gifts. This transition away from books to merchandising isn't just happening at Barnes & Noble. Bookstores across the country are hustling to stay afloat as their position of strength erodes. A bookstore only has so much shelf space within its walls. For centuries, established publishing houses acted as gatekeepers to this limited and very competitive retail space. The enticement of the bookstore presence blinded authors to the poor financial terms and restrictive nature of their publishing agreements, despite the well-known fact that the worst place to sell a book is in a bookstore. Signing away all of their book rights through either a license or an assignment of rights for a 10 to 15% share of the gross proceeds was the price paid to gain access to this precious retail opportunity. Thankfully, those days are coming to an end. One of my favorite books is Blue Ocean Strategy. An example from the book foreshadows the upside potential inside the world of book selling. In 1984, a one-time accordion player, stilt walker, and fire eater, Guy Laliberte, set out to create Cirque du Soleil. In less than 20 years, Cirque's productions have been seen by over 40 million people in 90 cities around the world, and achieved a level of revenues that took Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey, the global champion of the circus industry, more than 100 years to attain. This level of success was not achieved in a high-tech growth sector, but rather a declining industry with limited potential for growth. Amidst the steady decrease in audience attendance, which resulted in declining revenues and profits for Ringling Brothers, Cirque reset the circus playbook by moving away from the old model and pushing towards a new area that held the promise of highly profitable growth. Fittingly, one of Cirque's first productions was entitled, We Reinvent the Circus. The genesis for any book is the author. Blood, sweat, and tears must come before a finished manuscript can be submitted for publishing. Each title is a labor of love, where countless hours of research culminate with the task of putting contemporary thoughts into readable words. Unfortunately, the 20th century retail model for selling books left the author on the short end of the economic stick. The standard 10% royalty left many authors frustrated and trapped inside an underappreciated environment. The publishing model for the 21st century will not include bankrolling expensive staff, investing in inefficient inventory, or committing to long-term brick-and-mortar leases. Grandin Press is pioneering a better approach. Authors are partners that automatically earn a 50% share of the gross margin created from the sale of their book. This equal partnership celebrates and rewards the previously overlooked role authors play in the publishing process. In fact, with digital distribution, authors can select an option that enables them to upgrade their royalty participation to 71.5% of the gross margin. Let's take a closer look at how this will play out for each of our authors. For printed titles, our gross target margin is 50%. So for every $15 book sold, the target gross margin is $7.50, of which $3.75 is remitted back to the author. And if for any reason a book does not generate a royalty payment in any 6-month period, the author has the option to pursue other directions with that title. Holding an author economically hostage will not be tolerated. Celebrating our authors is more than just a cute tagline. For digital titles, the upside even looks better with a target gross margin of 70%. So for every $15 digital book sold, the target gross margin is $10.50, of which $5.25 is remitted back to the author. Grandin will also offer a one-time option where authors can pay to upgrade their royalty to 71.5% of the gross margin, which bumps the royalty to over 50% of the retail price. We also recognize opportunities where collaborating with research organizations and nonprofit groups will involve being flexible with this model. Celebrating our authors simply means putting more money into their pockets. In addition to celebrating our authors, Grandin will deploy a second and third leg to its model. Let's briefly talk about innovative IP. Innovation isn't something you can just flip a switch and turn on. It's a deeply ingrained belief that must be respected and constantly sharpened. The world of four-color multimedia reading creates a new and exciting experience for readers that will engage and delight. When the reading device offers the ability to integrate audio feeds, video segments, and tutorial animation from the author or commentators alongside the written word, the learning opportunities available to old and young alike amplify. While the dynamics of the digital world promise an impressive growth cycle, there are still plenty of ways to bring paper to life. Paper isn't going anywhere. Creating new forms of content with both paper and pixels will be the hallmark feature of Grandin Press. Our third leg is dynamic distribution. Brick and mortar stores are expensive to lease and build and require employees and cash-intensive inventories. Static distribution also prohibits growth beyond the reach of the retail location. Mobile retailing enables Grandin to move paper-based inventory while capturing a significantly larger portion of the retail sale, which can then be funneled back to our authors in the form of a larger royalty. Social media, author blogs, robust online partnerships, and evolving online marketing techniques produce an abundance of customer interaction, which equates to a global selling opportunity. Over half of the LDS membership live outside of the U.S. Through dynamic distribution, Grandin Press will embrace and reach out to these members. One very serious internal goal for Grandin involves achieving a revenue blend where at least half of our sales occur outside the borders of the U.S. Innovative IP, celebrated authors, and dynamic distribution make up Grandin's playbook that will reset the rules of LDS publishing and distribution. Grandin's firm commitment to innovation will complement our partnership with our authors. Invigorated authors will create better content and happier readers. Efficient distribution will grow the market while fueling the innovation and maximizing the royalty. Grandin Press simply provides an alternative that is not encumbered by the inefficient practices of the past. The future is bright. We invite all LDS content providers to take a closer look at Grandin Press. Come and join our team of celebrated authors.